Hey, creepy critters.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to another, we were calling this, catch up, right?
Yeah, we were calling this the bi-monthly, weekly, I don't know, because we started doing these before lockdown happened, so...
Now we're doing this more because we can't do anything else, so...
We've been watching a lot of movies and want to do reviews, but we've also kind of been getting into these craft and food kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the new show is going to be called Movies, Wine, Snacks, and Crafts.
We're trash people.
Yeah, we're trash people. So that's us. We're trash people, and we're here to talk about movies, drink some wine,
shit.
eat some snacks, and do some crafts.
So, with that, and there won't always be crafts, and there won't always be etc.
And there won't always be wine.
There will always probably be some kind of movie thing, and at least one of the videos. We're gonna be filming a couple today, so
maybe it'll be movies, wine, snacks, and or crafts.
Maybe.
Then then people won't be like.
I really don't care what people think. But anyways, so we'll probably have a better video in the future showing off all of the different things that we want to, clothing wise and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I figure I'd give you a taste of a little something new that I got recently. Mainly the shirt. The t-shirt is from a black woman-owned company. What was it? Fat, PH, Girl Boutique. And I got a few different t-shirts. We'll have pictures of the other t-shirts too. I took one on the 4th, because I wore the mini one. One of them is a mini shirt, Minnie and Mickey. And she's flipping it off with one hand and doing a peace sign with the others. Very appropriate for me. And then I also got a green shirt with pink writing, I think. We'll have the picture that says real hot girl shit. And then this one says curvy, sexy, cool, if you can see it. Well, I guess I'll just stand. It's really cute. And then my leggings are from a woman-owned company, and you can't see any of it, so
Take pictures.
We'll just take pictures. But those are also really awesome, and I talked about that in the makeup video. But yeah, so I look like a colorful freak today. And that's that. Okay, so moving on, I think we'll talk about movies and shows we've watched recently. We haven't watched a ton because we've been busy with other things. Everybody has. But we have watched a few things recently that I thought we'd talk about. First, not horror related, but something we personally love a lot, which is Steven Universe. We finally finished the whole entirety of Steven Universe recently. We had been watching the show, the original show, but we were just a few episodes away from watching all of the last season, I think, because Hulu's really slow. And then
they made it really confusing for later seasons.
Yeah, they turned them into
season 1, 2, and then parts 4, 5, and 7, 8, 9. It just it got confusing because trying to remember where we were at took quite a while because of that. I don't know whose decision that was, but that was real stupid.
Probably Cartoon Network.
Well, the thing is on if you look at it list in other places, some places it'll be by season, and sometimes it'll be by parts, and it's really confusing. Very obnoxious. It's very obnoxious. It's the different streaming platforms don't have their shit together. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. But so we finally just gave in and paid to rent it or whatever or buy it, and we finished the last season, and then we watched the movie, which was pretty amazing. I mean, I understand why people had complaints, but it was just if you just want to feel good, just watch that.
See, that was always the setup with that show that I got right away. Is that this show was supposed to be, even though it had some dark moments. Yeah, that it was a safe show for kids. Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, it gets too heavy.
Deep and dark sometimes, but
nothing so bad that it's there aren't really bad characters in this show. I mean,
like life.
Yeah, exactly. There's really no such thing as good and bad. I mean, there are some shitty people, but anybody
people that do shitty things.
Anybody can be a shitty person, just like anybody can be a good person. So, I thought it was a nice show. The series finale to the first show, I understand, felt a little lackluster. Just because they kind of build it up to something that kind of doesn't do too much. And then I almost thought I was worried they were going to rehash it in the movie, like they're just because maybe people complained, they're like, let's just do this again but bigger. But they didn't. It continues directly from the end of the show. And the movie has its own story arc kind of thing. So it's kind of standalone and with the show. So I can understand why people didn't like the movie either, because again, it kind of added a new story rather than focusing on the story. But the story I
love the new character in the movie though. Yeah. That was like my favorite.
The Spinell character, And then in Steven Universe Future, they did a really good. That was a nice footnote to the show.
Yeah, it really was. It was like wrapping everything up. You got to see where everybody is going.
Yeah. And you kind of get some bigger, more frightening stakes towards the end of this one. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously in the movie it was world ending, but we've dealt with world ending with Steven Universe before.
Yeah.
In the last season, a lot of it's Steven coming to terms with his own trauma he has dealt with. Because, I mean, even though...
You mean the final season?
Yeah, even in Steven Universe Future.
Yeah.
Even though it's like still a kid's show, it still deals with some serious issues.
Oh, yeah.
And trauma is definitely an issue that gets dealt with throughout the show and in this last season, or the Steven Universe Future spinoff. Even though it's just the last season. I don't know.
Yeah.
What it is. But I highly recommend it. But I love
and
cartoons,
it deals with LGBTQ plus things in a really smart and thoughtful way, I think.
And that's definitely something that we both get behind. So...
So yeah, I highly recommend that with whatever age you are. Don't think it's just for babies.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of really good cartoons made in the last.
She-Ra is another one. I don't know if we've talked about that on
Adventure Time is a great show. It's less LGBT a little bit, but Regular Show is a great show too. There's just a lot of really good shows. So enjoy your shows.
Cartoons.
Yeah, cartoons are great, and now that people are considering getting into doing more adult animated movies, so I hear on the internet, we might actually get some really cool things in the future. So,
I mean, it's not LGBTQ, but it is a cartoon. I don't know if we've ever talked about Gravity Falls on here, but if you haven't seen Gravity Falls,
that's a really cute show.
I highly recommend that. Especially if you're from the Pacific Northwest, because it's like totally supposed to be in the Pacific Northwest, and
I feel like there are parts to that show that lean a little LGBTQ.
Oh yeah, probably, but it's not like in your face.
Yeah. Which I mean, most shows.
I feel like one of those characters. I won't say who because I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. Anyways. So, we talked about Steven Universe. I just wanted like a little footnote. If you're looking for something else, like just to mostly feel good. I mean, it's got some sad, heavy parts too, but for the most part, it's like, oh, yeah, I get this. This is basically my high school experience. Never Have I Ever is a really cute and well done show on Netflix. So
cute, kind of.
Everything's been so heavy lately. We've been trying to watch a little lighter things.
Like a teen comedy drama, high school.
Yeah.
But it's like it's done really, really well.
Yeah.
Has some better representation of different people, so that's nice.
Yeah. Mucho Amor, The Legend of Walter Micarto. If you have Netflix.
Yeah, definitely watch that for sure. If you don't know, and I feel like I knew.
I think I did, but not like I didn't know him by name.
Like I feel like he showed up on things on TV a lot when we were younger.
Yeah, like the daytime talk shows, which I watched all the time.
But Walter Micarto was a astrologer in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And and because of the type of person and the type of character he was, he brought a lot of he basically was one of the first famous examples of like an LGBT person on TV for Puerto Rico.
Especially, in Puerto Rico, and without fully ever saying it or addressing it.
Because Walter Micarto was this fabulous character.
Yeah.
Kind of like Liberace or those two magicians. I can never remember them. Siegfried and Roy. Definitely has that kind of Vegas flash and almost effeminate flair. But just a very fascinating individual.
Yeah.
And just seemed to really love what he did.
Yeah.
Documentary's awesome.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Netflix. So. Next, we're trying to work on compiling a nice list of movies that have Black representation in them. Horror movies specifically, I guess I should say.
And it's a rough time sometimes trying to find that, because horror is pretty dominated by.
We have a few lists, and then we've been compiling our own, and I need to really just sit down and. There's a few things that we haven't. Well, a lot of things we haven't seen, and then there's a lot of ones I want to talk about in the future that we have seen that would be good to talk about. But in doing this work, we watched Horror Noir on Shudder, which was a really interesting documentary talking about Black representation throughout history in horror movies, and just Hollywood in general, but mostly in horror movies. So that's a really interesting watch if you want to watch that. And then we watched Ganja and Hess.
Just the 70s film?
I believe so.
But it's falls under that blaxploitation category, sort of. But I mean, this movie,
it's so poetic.
It's very poetic. It's very artistic. It's a much more thoughtfully done piece than a lot of horror movies.
I'm just really pissed and annoyed that nobody the horror circles never talk about it. It's really interesting. I mean, it's not horror, I guess.
I don't know.
if you're that kind of horror nerd and you're
it almost feels a bit like a giallo film in its pacing and imagery.
That's true.
But it was really good, and then we got to see Spike Lee's remake.
Yeah, because when we watched that, we found out that it was But
The Sweet Blood of Jesus was also a good movie, but it was almost too exactly the same as the original. There really wasn't a whole lot of differences. I like the ending difference, but I can't say nothing.
I don't want to spoil
There's a little change at the end that I thought was cute.
Yeah. Also, in the first with the Ganja and Hess, the original, there was a lot of full frontal male nudity,
which you don't see very often.
You rarely see. It's always just boobs.
And I don't think there was as much in the remake.
Yeah, no, I think it was mostly. You got to see some schlong, so if that's your thing.
I want to see some cock.
I know, I certainly do.
See, but Ganja and Hess is very good. The Sweet Blood of Jesus was a good remake. It's definitely worth watching if you're a fan of the original.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily if this doesn't sound like your kind of thing, it's not maybe something worth going out of the way to see, unless you're a big Spike Lee fan or a big fan of remakes and stuff. Because it really didn't do much for the original.
It modernized it a little bit, I feel like.
That was about it for me.
Yeah.
The acting was superb though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say that both movies, the acting is superb.
It was still as poetic and stuff, but just in a slightly different way.
It just maybe needed to be a little bit different for my own personal taste, but that's, again, a personal thing.
In remakes, I mean, it's always
a crap
weird comparing the two.
Hey, it was better than The Turning. So.
The turning. Anyways.
Is that the end of the movies?
That's the end of movies for now. Like I said, we'll probably have a video that we just list off a bunch of our favorite horror movies.
If I could bring up one more thing, since this is only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Another show that we finished that you didn't write down was Dark.
Oh, I forgot to write that down.
Which is a German science fiction show on Netflix, and I do have to preface it with it's very convoluted. It's very hard to follow.
It would probably be best watched. Like,
now that it's all
start
out,
to finish, like just take a weekend
and watch the whole thing.
Order pizza and watch.
I can't.
I wish we did it.
I don't want to get into anything. If you don't know anything about it, try not to spoil it, because the less you know, the better it's going to be. But this is my suggestion. What I did is I watched along, and then
you need your phone.
And then after we finished an episode, I would look up on Wikipedia and be like, okay, we'll go to this episode synopsis, and okay, this is that's what happened. Because there's so many different characters, you get to see characters from different parts of their lives, portrayed by different actors through the different age groups. So it's like, and then the fact that it's also more foreign names.
Yeah.
Stupid Americans. Yeah. That's really, I mean, if you could dumb it down for Americans, please. But no, it was a great show. If you like kind of, I really can't get into it. Just watch it. If you like science fiction shows.
I'll say timey-wimey.
Yeah, it's a timey-wimey show. And if you like timey-wimey shows, check it out. And also,
when we first started, we thought it was going to be kind of like a Stranger Things.
I was really not expecting to like it when we first started watching
I mean, it is a little bit like Stranger Things. I mean, you follow some kids
but at the beginning, it's almost like this is just a Stranger Things ripoff. Until. and then it's like, what? Now I need a flow chart and a family tree diagram to follow. If you've ever seen the movie Primer, it's not quite as hard to follow as that. It's probably pretty close though. Anyways,
I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah, it's a lot of nonsense. You'll have to check it out.
Okay, so.
But I think we're moving on to food now, right?
Yeah, now we're gonna eat, which is good because I haven't eaten anything yet today. Okay, so we're on the internet like all the fucking time now.
Speak for yourself. You're the one looking this stuff up.
Yeah, I know. And I stumbled upon this. Like, I'm guessing it was probably an Instagram ad. But it's Snoop Dogg is an investor, so they must be good, right? Well, I probably said this in other videos. I'm personally trying to go a little bit more vegan. Not fully, but vegan-ish is what I like to say.
I don't care as long as it tastes good. I know people have their moral things with that, and I totally understand that. I mean, absolutely, but if it tastes good, I'm putting it in my mouth.
Yeah, basically, he's just they're just drug along for the ride.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it has meat or not, as long as it tastes good.
We also use purple carrot, non-sponsored, but
we get a lot of good ones. I wish it wasn't quite so much packaging, but yeah, I'm making use of it.
It's a problem with everything, yeah.
I'm making use of it now, so.
But yeah, I stumbled upon this. Like I said, vegan. I love chips of any kind, including an occasional pork rind. And that's not very vegan friendly. So I found these. Pig Out. I'm sure you've probably already seen these. They're probably like all over the place. But
well, the people who watch our show probably aren't super hip on
not.
trends. Like, we always get to about 4 weeks late, and that's probably our target audience, is the people who get to shit about 4 weeks late.
So anyways, we've opened the original flavor and tried that yesterday. They're pretty good. I think they're rice and pea protein based. They're not quite the right texture. They're pretty close though. Depends on the piece you get. Some of the pieces are too crunchy.
It's like a combination between a pork rind and a cheese puff.
Yeah.
Texture-wise. I wasn't the biggest fan of the flavor of the original. I mean, it's okay, but it really tastes like just like bacon bits, kind of.
Yeah, it has like a porky flavor, even though it's not porky.
Yeah. I am excited to try the other two, which we have not tried yet.
So we'll try the nacho cheese flavor first.
Nacho cheese.
I got this. They had like a sampler pack for like $15, I think. But you could get them cheaper if you bought in like a bigger bulk. So if like you find out this is your like jam, then I would recommend buying more at a time so you save a little bit of money.
You save buying in bulk, I was saying it then.
Yeah.
Oh, who's is that? Nachos.
Rude.
I've been waiting this whole time to do that joke.
I like the cheese ones better.
Not my thing.
Cheese. Oh, I like those. You're not a big chip salty thing.
I like pork rinds.
Oh, that's true. You do like pork rinds.
I was born and raised in the Midwest. Of course, I like pork rinds.
Maybe you'll like the barbecue ones.
I am excited for the barbecue one. Because I think a little sweet. I won't steal this one from your mouth.
What's not nacho?
That's right.
That was a good barbecue flavor. It was not nice.
I like the barbecue ones the best. They could use more sweetness and more spiciness. They're kind of bland.
Oh, that's like the perfect barbecue seasoning for me.
She's nuts. Nothing.
What did you say?
I said she's nuts.
And the last one.
Hella hot. I'm excited for that too. The spicy pork rinds are usually pretty good.
Oh yeah, we were getting spicy.
Like as long as they like pulled off the spicy and the barbecue, and they pulled off the barbecue.
Not that spicy. Is it
It
gonna
doesn't really-
hit me later?
Doesn't really taste like much either. Spice comes in after.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's done. Not bad.
It's like almost flaming hot, spicy.
I wish it had like a more of a, like you almost expect it to have more of a vinegary taste, you know? Honestly, dipped into some of these hot sauces, it might be better.
That's why we did the pork rinds first. Which flavor of pork rinds do you think you'll use to test the hot sauce? I got a spoon for myself, but
I guess the Texas barbecue, because I'm guessing you want the cheese.
oh no, I'm not gonna use one. I'm just closing these up.
Oh, you just want to use this one with me?
Well, I got a spoon. I'm probably just gonna straight up, but I figured you probably don't want to straight up.
Do you want a hot sauce? Some hot sauce? No, okay. Because then I'll have the runs.
So the second part of our snack portion, this was because of lists. I mean, you know, like everybody, if you've been on the internet at all, I'm guessing you've seen some lists floating around of black-owned businesses, and this was one of them. It was one that I think was all CBD and pot owned businesses that were black-owned. So I'll try and have that list.
The same place you got the joint from?
No. This is they just make hot sauces, I believe, but it's CBD infused. The brand is Satan's Breath. Yeah.
Gonna probably burn out my butt.
Maybe not all of them though. So I got like the I think I wrote it down. Yeah, I got their like sampler 3-pack. I think it was like $30. A little pricey for a hot sauce. Not too bad though.
You get 3 of them and it's
$10
CBD.
a bottle, and it has. That's right, it has CBD. So that's
really not that expensive.
really not that bad. And then this is gonna last you a while. Let's see which flavor is this? Sweet Heat Barbecue. And then Carolina Reaper. And they all have full spectrum CBD extract in them. And then Scotch Bonnet is the other one. That one's gonna be really hot. Should probably go. What was that one? Yeah, that's probably gonna be the least hot. We'll start with.
We haven't done a hot sauce video in a while.
No, we haven't.
If you want to see our other hot sauce videos,
maybe
don't,
we'll
because
link.
they suck.
That was really old too. God, that was a year ago.
That's really good.
That's so good.
It's not super spicy, but it tastes wonderful.
I mean, it's spicy. I mean, it's hot sauce.
But that's really good.
It's got a nice sweet.
It's very barbecuey. I like that a lot. Dum.
It has CBD.
Okay, now let's ruin the rest of our day with the extra spicy ones.
Okay, next one is Carolina Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper. Actually, I do fear this Reaper. I'm pretty sure this is
Hey, you
going
want
to
to
be
go ahead
real
and open
hot.
that while you're waiting on me?
Aim to shut me up.
No, mostly I'm just trying to not run too much time.
Well, I just like broke the tab that was supposed to be.
Oh no, I guess I shouldn't even.
Oh wait, I think I got it now.
Here you go.
I saved it. We're fine.
How did you? There we go. Okay. What was this again? It's Carolina Reaper.
Oh, I like this one has a little dabby dab.
Yeah, was the lid not on that?
No, I think it was more of a pour bottle because it's not as spicy.
Oh, maybe.
That's like a sweeter sauce. Put 2 drops.
That has like an Italian taste to it. It has like a little oregano to it. It's
3
spicy,
drops.
Though. Right?
All these hot
Doesn't
sauces
it taste kind of
are
like pizza
wonderfully
sauce?
tasty. Let me try the other one. Yeah, all these are wonderful. These taste so good.
That was really good.
Was this supposed to be the hottest?
No. Yes. Well, I think so. I'm just going because it's Scotch bonnet, so it's probably really hot.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it does. It clears out my sinuses, but my never
Okay.
How about it?
No, it's not as spicy either. That's not even good enough.
That one has a little bit more of a vinegary.
Yeah, that's not as hot. The
No,
middle one
actually,
was the hottest. This one's nice.
So yeah, Carolina Reaper is the hottest one that we've tried. I don't know if they have more than the 3 flavors we had, but very good. And if you
Yeah,
wanna,
those hot sauces were fantastic.
if you want to incorporate CBD into your food too.
I thought that was really good. Num.
Yeah, thumbs up on that one.
Is that all the food we get to eat?
That's all the food we get to eat. I mean, you can still eat.
No, that's fine.
So now
Now it's painting time, huh?
it is painting time.
Alright, so painting will be in a second video on a different day. But so stay tuned for that video. I'm sure it's gonna be totally worth watching. And
You get to paint and drink with us. I mean,
yeah, I mean you need to get your own
it's like
wine and painting supplies.
yeah. Well, we'll tell you how to do that. Maybe I'll even hint at that on my Instagram so people can be prepared.
Yeah.
All those 1 viewers we
Wine.
have.
I mean, it's gonna be great. Thanks for watching as always. Everyone stay safe. I know, as always, these are horrific, nightmarish times we're living through. Especially in Portland lately, if you've been paying attention to what's been going on in Portland.
Well, if you've been paying it, I don't know what the news is actually reporting.
Portland's been pretty rough lately, so definitely keep people of Portland in your thoughts and prayers. That's the kind of thing that we do. Because a lot of people are in a lot of pain right now and living in a lot of fear and terror. So be kind to people, love people. Nobody out there is specifically trying to hurt you, so try not to take so much offense to everything. And be calm and patient with each other during this time, and let people be angry. Let people do what they need to do. do your best just to be an ear for them to talk.
Yeah.
Because that's what really people need right now. It's just someone to listen to. You don't ever have to ever completely agree with anybody, but listening doesn't hurt. Yeah. And sometimes listening avoids hurt in the future. So, as always, keep those kinds of things in mind. Treat each other well.
Love each other.
And watch horror movies, drink wine, and do terrible paintings with us.